about your date with Wilson.
It's not a date.
This is fun. Spring chase for NICU, and I'll shut up about your date.
NICU is short-staffed.
If you suddenly lost the ability to lie, nobody's quit NICU in 2 years. And if you're making up reasons, that means there is no reason. Which means he asked for the assignment, didn't he?
If Chase needs a break from you, he should take it.
Absolutely.
Both Mom and Dad are negative for strep.
You'll be back playing with the big toy soon.
Or not. Either way, I'm fine.
You don't have to say that.
It's okay. I could always work in a research lab or teach.
And you'd be okay with that?
Why wouldn't I be?
You were planning on pursuing grants of your own, running a department.
I'm alive. Changing jobs, not making coffee, if that stuff bothers me now, I don't deserve the second chance.
They say that physical contact helps the healing process.
What's happening?
The sun's not getting enough oxygen. Take Mr. Mason outside. Lungs collapsed. He's not getting any air. I need an IV catheter.
Another seizure?
Her chest muscles aren't contracting. It's something else.
Her whole back is spasming. I need 2 milligrams of lorazepam stat.
He's okay.
His lung wouldn't collapse if he was okay.
What the hell is happening?
No idea.
So, what causes seizures, hypercalcemia, and the thing where mommy bends like Gumby?
A little busy here.
Uh-oh. Baby's lungs are gonna conk out any minute. Probably want to deal with that.
I'll get right on it as soon as I finish indulging my boss.
Multitask.
Chemical pneumonitis. Bubble bath got into the baby's lungs when he was underwater. Start him on prednisone. Keep him on high FiO2.
Let the indulging commence.
Lithium could cause all 3 of the mother's symptoms.
No record she's on lithium.
And the tox screen was negative.
Lithium doesn't show on a basic tox screen, scarecrow.
Myelomatous meningitis could also cover everything.
Rare complications of a rare blood cancer. You're not totally hopeless. Get an SPEP and an MRI for myelomatous meningitis. Search the patient's place for lithium. Baby's lung problem is bacterial, not chemical. Start ECMO. While you're searching for the lithium, take a water sample and check the pipes. You want me to write this down for you? I ask you, is almost dying any excuse for not being fun?
I'm not putting that baby on ECMO. The chance of there being bacteria in bath water.
Why don't you want to work for me? I'm nice, fun at parties.
I'm not working NICU because of you. The baby's X-ray suggested chemical pneumonitis.
To me, X-ray was too consolidated. So why are you down here? Hoping to expand your make-out pool to include the preemie to 9-year-old demographic?
I needed a break from the patients. They lie to us all the time. Foreman almost died trying to save a drug-dealing cop. I just wanted to get away from that for a while.
What a complete load of crap. What am I, a nurse? You're trying to prep with this vulnerability thing.
ECMO could kill him.
You don't start him on ECMO, and that infection could rampage through his body like Pistons fans after a championship. But you do it your way. Nothing more honest than a dead baby.
ECMO stands for extracorporeal membrane oxygenation. Basically, we remove your son's blood.
Okay, all of his blood.
We run it through a machine which takes out carbon dioxide and adds oxygen. Then we rewarm the blood and run it back into his body. There is a significant risk of internal hemorrhaging, and he may also suffer.
You put him on antibiotics. Wait, won't that take care of the infection?
Not fast enough.
Are you sure this is Mikey's best shot?
Absolutely.
Cuddy's trash.
Not anymore. Paid good money for it. Look at what she bought.
Red clover.
What is red clover used for, Dr. Wilson?
Also used to treat asthma, psoriasis, joint pain.
She doesn't wheeze, flake, or ache. And she didn't ask a pulmonologist or a dermatologist for dinner. She invited an oncologist. It's not a date. It's a consult.
Mom's MRI was negative for masses, abscesses. There's no sign she has myeloma.
Fascinating. Call me when we have
She has a subarachnoid bleed.
So why is our patient bleeding into her brain?
Her blood workup shows her pro times elevated.
She's bleeding because she's not clotting. So why is she not clotting? What'd you bring us, Daddy?
Only mood-altering drug was vodka at the back of a drawer.
Hiding booze is classic alcoholic behavior. That'd explain the bleeding.
What bleeding?
You don't remember? She bled all over you this morning. Kidding. Idiots are fun. No wonder every village wants one.
If she's an alcoholic, she would also be more prone to hypercalcemia.
But tox screen was negative for alcohol.
Hey, it was your idea. Now it's even better. Mommy quits, she gets the DTs, even explains the seizure.
It also fits conversion disorder. They're deep in debt. He's working round the clock. They got a new baby. I think the seizure was a physical response to psychological stress.
Boozy mommy covers more symptoms. Put her in a nice phenobarbital coma before the DTs kill her. Where are you going?
To put her in a pheno coma.
What if I'm wrong? What if Daddy's the
Do you
drunk?
want us to give her the pheno or not?
I want him to argue his point.
I assume you considered the father and ruled him out.
What's that saying? When you assume, you become a pain in the ass to me.
Why should I argue? You just overruled me.
Enough! Get a pony or a watermelon farm.
House?
I need him to react. I need him to act like a human being. I need him to get over this boring near-death rebirth.
I have changed. It's not something you get over.
Nearly dying changes everything forever. For about 2 months. 2 months is too long. I need the guy I hired back now.
No matter how much your misery loves company, it's not getting one. I'll talk to the dad. Cameron can take the mom. We'll figure out if mama's the drinker.
Waste of time. Put her in a coma before the DTs kill her.
So, is this a separation or?
Well, lawyers have been hired, friends divvied up. Oddly, she didn't fight me for house.
At least there aren't kids involved. Just have each other to deal with.
If there had been kids, maybe we would have done more of that.
Do you want kids?
Listen, is there anything in particular you wanted to... hospital business or something?
Catching up. I mean, you know, it's not like either one of us has anybody to run home to.
No.
How are you feeling? okay. A little groggy.
There's somebody here to see you.
Hey, Mikey. Mommy's awake.
Oh, Mikey. Gosh, I was so scared. Oh. I love you so much. Oh, gosh. I'm sorry.
You don't have anything to be sorry about. You were sick.
Turns out she and her husband met in AA. Obviously, she slipped. Good call.
It wasn't hard, considering my other choice was your stupid psych theory. Which was not stupid. I'm telling you, I'm gonna drop the N-bomb if I have to.
You're addicted to conflict.
Did they change the name?
You could have handled this patient without dragging Chase in, but the fact that he didn't want in killed you. Just like the fact you can't get a rise out of me.
Where's the baby? Full breath sounds. Crash cart Debbie, stop! I told you your psych theory wasn't stupid.
Your son is stable, but the lack of oxygen damaged his kidneys.
She must have rolled over on him by mistake.
Mr. Mason, I was there. Your wife tried to smother your son.
That's impossible. Kara would never hurt Mikey.
He knows. They said Mikey knows.
You hear voices?
They wouldn't quit saying that Mikey would be better off if they were right.
We've been trying to diagnose a seizure that didn't exist. She faked it when her husband caught her.
I don't think she faked it.
She just happened to seize right in the middle of drowning her child. Lucky break for the kid.
Hey, take it easy on Foreman. He's playing with one lobe tied behind his back.
Postpartum psychosis makes her want to drown her kid. The internal conflict triggers a seizure.
You know what else might be a trigger? Physical illness. It's a wild idea, I know, especially since she doesn't have any obviously physical symptoms like internal bleeding or excess calcium.
I'll draw some blood. Test for
Ah! Jeez, you've done it again. Will you argue with me? Drinkers don't eat right. Explains the bleeding and the calcium. This might just be some crazy drunk, and I'm telling you that she's about to die of myelomatous meningitis.
We already tested for...
Exactly. It's an insane idea.
Okay. What do you want me to do?
Have an original thought. In the meantime, stress her into having another seizure.
We can't. She's on haloperidol.
You also can't because it's dangerous and highly unethical. Therefore, if you get caught, pretend you can't make coffee. Mental defectives get tons of slack. Take her off the haloperidol, hook her up to an EEG, flash some lights, make her pants, shoot her up with a placebo. When she starts twitching, if the machine twitches along, it's real. If not, I'll call the cops because she's a psycho killer.
Stop pushing him.
Stop protecting him.
He needs it.
Not if he wants to get better.
He might not be able to get better.
Well, then I need a new neurologist.
He got sick doing his job.
If he got killed doing his job, I wouldn't keep him on the payroll. I don't care how guilty you feel or how touched you are by his reborn spirit.
I'm not touched.
Then you're guilt-ridden.
I'm not guilt-ridden.
Then you're pathetic.
Right now, I'm annoyed. Keeping him up all night in the seizure lab is not the way to advance his recovery. It's too much.
You're right. You should stick around. Make sure he doesn't screw up.
Kara, look directly into the light. Keep looking. Thought you'd be gone for the day.
Thought I'd wait for the bone marrow biopsy results.
Hal sent you to babysit me, didn't he?
He asked me to wait for the results.
Cameron is fine.
Of course it is.
Well, a few weeks ago, you were upset that I didn't consider you a friend. Now you're upset that I'm happy.
What can I say? Apparently I'm a bitch.
Whoa, you didn't say that.
It's annoying.
Insisting every day of your life is a blessing is basically calling everyone else shallow. It gets old.
Sorry.
Oh, give it a rest.
How was dinner?
Cuddy did not mention cancer.
She lost her nerve.
It was a date.
What are you doing?
PCR test.
You're doing it yourself. In the middle of the night. On a spoon. Cuddy's spoon.
I'm checking her saliva for cancer markers.
Yeah. I do that after all my dates, too. People think you're the nice one.
Why are you so worried about Cuddy?
You go first. You desperately want this to be a date.
Because the alternative is cancer.
Just admit that you like her. She's smart, funny, got a zesty bod. I think it's great you can look beyond the fact she's the devil.
I stole a spoon. You stole her garbage.
She's my boss. If she gets sick, the hospital might replace her. Especially if she dies. I'd have to learn how to manipulate someone new.
Whoa. I think I'm gonna cry.
Find me when the results come in.
Mr. Mason, because of the damage done to your son's kidneys, his potassium is climbing. It's causing irregular heartbeats. I'm doubling the meds and starting him on dialysis. But unless we get his potassium down, he's gonna have a heart attack.
Kara, just another few minutes.
Biopsy's back. She's negative for myelomatomus meningitis.
And she's not seizing. So we're wrong and House is wrong.
You're okay with that? She's seizing.
She's not doing anything.
Brain activity isn't accelerating, it's slowing down. Muscle rigidity, involuntary grasping and sucking motions. She's in an encephalopathic delirium.
Genuine physiological illness. It rules out a few things. Like what, I wonder?
Postpartum psychosis and conversion disorder.
Think about being a good loser. You're still a loser.
Ouch.
The delirium means her brain is shutting down, reverting to its most instinctual
And
functions.
since it's progressing, I mean, we can assume it's progressive, which means it won't be long before the brain closes shop altogether. Ideas?
He's in VFib.
Potassium's still too high. No pulse. Get him off the machine. Charge for 10. Clear.
Still in VFib.
Another epidepic.
Chase shouldn't be wasting his time in NICU.
Could be Wernicke's.
No, treatment for Wernicke's is thiamine. We gave her that together with Aveeno.
Delirium points to lithium. I know we didn't find any, but
She'd have to be smuggling it in to be getting sicker.
Whipple's causes encephalopathic delirium.
Test was negative.
The test could have been wrong.
Ideas are not soda cans. Recycling sucks. Give me something new and shiny. Or go retro. Take an old idea, shine it up, add a new symptom. Encephalopathic delirium. Pellagra.
She drinks. Alcoholics get pellagra. They eat lousy diets, so no niacin.
He agrees with me. What a shock.
Well, you're right. Lack of niacin starves the brain. Neurons shut down, causes seizures, encephalopathic delirium, and psychosis.
We give Kara niacin, she'll come out of her delirium and she'll be totally sane.
Don't think she's ever gonna be sane again. Her son just died.
How do you feel?
My stomach kind of hurts.
I need to ask you some questions. See how you're doing. Tell me your name.
Cara Mason. Is my son here?
When were you born?
Please. Where's Michael? Is he okay?
Do you hear any other voices besides mine?
No. Answer me.
You've been suffering from delusions. They were caused by a vitamin deficiency, pellagra. It made you believe things that were not real.
Like the voices. I remember doing things to Mikey. Were those real?
I'm afraid so.
So
You tried to suffocate your son.
But you stopped me. And, that other doctor, he got Mikey breathing.
Your son's organs were damaged too severely. He passed away this morning.
Oh, no. Oh, my God, no.
Pellagra doesn't cause bloody vomit. She's still sick and getting worse.
So, what causes pellagra and crimson spew? Dead baby, while sad, not our problem.
I should have given him more polystyrene.
You killed him. If you don't get over it, you're gonna kill Mama, too.
Her alcoholism caused the pellagra. Maybe it also explains the vomiting, gastritis.
Gastritis meds aren't helping, which may confirm her story she only slipped once.
You remove the drinking from the equation, internal bleeding, hypercalcemia, seizure, and pellagra are all back in.
Chase, will you get your head out of the dead baby's butt and focus on the barely alive? How much polystyrene did you give the kid?
1 gram. His potassium just kept rising.
I need your son.
Who are you?
Your wife's doctor. Your son may have had the same condition she does.
My son didn't have a condition. She killed him.
If I biopsy her intestines, she'll bleed out. He obviously won't.
You're not using my son's body to help her.
Okay. How about trading him for a beer? Or maybe you're more of a whiskey guy. You didn't have strep or stomach bug the morning you came in. You puked because you were hungover. Accuse a recovered drunk of slipping most of the time. You'll be right.
So I drink. You're acting like this is my fault.
People are gonna feel sorry for you. They'll tell you that you can't anticipate the unthinkable. Well, the fact is you can. It's just not all that pleasant.
You don't know anything
I know
about...
that people don't get crazy enough to kill someone without first being crazy enough for someone to notice. How many times did you go out for a drink because she was crying? How many times did you stay at work because you couldn't listen to her telling you what a bad mother she is? You were relieved when she shut down. You just sat staring for hours at a time. She held the pillow over his head. You slept while she went nuts. Not exactly a draw, but...
What is wrong with you? What kind of a person says those things now?
Let me do the test. It'll be one less thing for you to feel crappy about. Got a dead baby for you to biopsy.
Let Cameron do it.
Love working NICU? I could get you transferred.
I told you, I just wanted to trust patients.
You don't give a crap about patients. Your paycheck. You've been double dipping. Taking your vacation time here while drawing a salary in NICU. Strange. Rich boy doing all that for some extra cash.
I'm not rich.
But your dad was. Now he's dead. If you're not rich, that means that Daddy cut you out.
I'm not rich.
Don't let it change you. And do the test.
God of compassion, take Michael into your arms and welcome him into paradise. And there'll be no sorrow, no weeping, and no pain. Peace and joy forevermore. I'm sorry.
It was a date. Cuddy's negative for all cancer markers. It was a date.
Baby's intestines show slight villous atrophy.
How would a baby have flattened villi?
He was being treated with polystyrene.
Polystyrene shouldn't.
It didn't. The question is, what did they use in the NICU to bind it together?
Wheat gluten.
It's great stuff, unless your body can't tolerate it.
The baby didn't have colic, he had celiac disease?
Just like Mom. Celiac can be triggered by all kinds of stress. Bills, childbirth, drunk husband. Every time she had a bowl of pasta or a slice of bread or a slosh of soy sauce, her small intestine became more damaged, less able to absorb the vitamins and minerals into her bloodstream. Her body couldn't absorb enough niacin, caused the pellagra. Couldn't absorb vitamin K, caused the bleeding. And celiac is why the baby's meds didn't work. His body just couldn't absorb them. Switch Mom to IV nutrition. It's gluten-free. It'll spruce her villi right up.
No, celiac causes nutritional deprivation. Our patient has excess calcium.
Tell him what causes excess calcium with a chaser of bloody vomit.
Celiac patients are susceptible to cancer of the stomach lining. She has malt lymphoma.
Well, she's your patient now. And it wasn't a date. You don't have cancer.
You don't have dwarfism.
You have no proof of that. I, on the other hand, have this.
You ran a PCR on me without my consent?
Hey, it's good news.
Really? It's just hard to access because of this overwhelming sense of personal violation.
Deal with it on your own time. Bad news. Estrogen is too high.
No matter how many people you tell otherwise, I am, and always have been, a woman. Estrogen is normal.
Not this much. Not for at least another week. That's when you ovulate.
You monitor my periods? Based on when I get bitchy, or?
Once a month, when you leave the kids' cancer ward, your eyes glisten. And about 3 days later, you break your ban on sugar and chow down a bucket of frozen yogurt in the cafeteria, sprinkles included. Based on the last yogurt sighting, you've got another week before you ovulate. You're on fertility meds with red clover as an herbal booster. And the dinner with Wilson was an audition. It's too bad he didn't land the gig. He would have had fun.
I was considering a donation, not a party.
So, when's our dinner? Oh, he's gonna be so disappointed.
Right. two are gonna have a lot of fun with this.
Your patient won't let me touch her.
I killed my son.
Is it my turn to say something obvious now? Oh, I know. You were insane.
I did it. I chose to do it.
Yeah, like diabetics choose to not produce insulin. Listen, someone got sick, someone died. It happens every day. The only difference in this case is it wasn't the same someone.
I could have stopped. I didn't have to listen to those voices.
Spoken like a true sane person. This is not your fault. You're healthy now. Except for the cancer.
Those voices felt as real to me as Michael's hand. Right here when he nursed. And the smell of his hair.
You do not deserve to die.
Maybe. I don't want to live.
She said no.
So we get her declared unstable, the point of medical crisis.
She was unstable. Now she's sane. She's entitled to refuse treatment.
You have to change your mind. You can't just walk away.
Fine. Go on in there and tell her that every day is a blessing. So you killed your baby. Shake it off. Think positive. At least you're alive.
Kind of hard to sell when you don't believe it, huh? You never believed it. You just wanted all that crap you went through to mean something. Well, it didn't mean anything. It never does. Welcome back.
Why are you doing this to me? I was happy.
We're aspiring to be content.
Don't give me a semantic argument. I was content with the way things were. That's what happiness is.
Yeah, if we were all just satisfied with what we had, what a beautiful world it would be. We'd all slowly starve to death in our own filth, but at least we'd be happy. Listen, I need your self-worth to hang on this job. Kicking ass here to be all that lets you rise above miserable. Waking up in the morning is enough. I don't need you.
I can live with that.
No, you can't. Not anymore.
If you got treatment, then maybe we could. When you see Mikey, tell him his dad says he's sorry.
Hi.
Night.
Hi.
Did you tell Cuddy we tested her for cancer?
Yeah,
And?
it wasn't a date. Turned out she had some skin lesions. Guess there was no genetic predisposition.
You TiVo the L word?
know that one. I was at the studio when Grandfather recorded it.
Thinking about your mom?
Mama, everything my whole life. It was all a lie. I never knew you. I never knew you were my dad.
Your life's gonna be okay, Leo. You're a good kid. You got it together. You survived the last 8 months on your own. You're not your grandfather. Or your mom. You're not gonna make the same mistakes they did. I'm proud that I'm your father. Proud that I'm your father. Glad I'm getting this chance. Glad I'm getting this chance. This chance.
Ready for cookie, darling? We gotta go! Get out of here!
Leona! Leona!
Reached a number that has been disconnected and is no longer in service. If you feel you've reached this recording in error, go with it. Hang up. On 3. 1, 2.
House, pick up. I know it's your day off. No doubt got lots of exciting plans. But I've got a case. 16-year-old girl presenting with cardiogenic shock. No heart attacks. Her heart looks fine. ER did a full cardiac workup. Tox screen's clean. Blood shows no infection.
All on the top page. I'm a real good reader. Personal chart handoff means there's something else. I'm hoping it's not personal.
The guy who brought the girl in says he knows you. I thought I'd met all your friend. I was also wondering if you could take a look at these when you have a chance. No hurry. It's just a couple of medical histories, one with a minor cancer concern.
No problem.
G-Man! You thought I was gonna do it, didn't you?
Do I know you?
Come on, it's me, Crandall.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Man, I can't believe
Unless you mean Dylan Crandall, the man who'll believe anything. Because I just made you believe that I...
You haven't changed. Heard about your leg.
Yeah, pull a hamstring playing Twister. Just gonna walk it off. So who's the girl?
Jesse Baker's granddaughter. You always said you'd give your right hand to play like him.
No, he said I'd give my right hand to have his left. Why is she with you?
She lost her mom and Katrina, her home, everything.
Wow.
And I'm her father.
Yeah, she looks just like you. Got the same fro.
I wrote a book about Baker, hung out with him. His daughter.
Yeah, that is how babies are made.
I never knew. She never knew. Her mom lied for 16 years.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Seriously, I don't believe it.
Her mom was pissed at me about my book. I trashed her and her dad. She wouldn't talk to me. Obviously, she's not going to tell Leona that...
Sucker. You always were.
Does that mean you're not going to help her?
Why wouldn't I? She's not scamming me.
Acute myocardial infarction?
ER said no. Retest.
Wolf Parkinson White syndrome?
ER said no. Retest. Read the damn file.
You just gave them to us.
Delta wave on the EKG looks...
It's all a no. Everything about her heart is healthy.
She's a Katrina victim.
It's better than Crandall. He's a Katrina victim.
I think she was expecting your sympathy. I think her point was New Orleans was a third world country. Toxins, mold, sewage in the streets.
What if her heart is like my bike? Runs like crap when I'm by myself. When I take it to the mechanic, it runs great.
An arrhythmia. One-time event.
What are we gonna do? Keep her in a room on a cardiac monitor until she has another arrhythmia? That could be weeks, months.
Relax. I happen to know she's gonna have one right after lunch. We are golden.
You can't induce an arrhythmia in someone whose heart nearly gave out 48 hours ago.
Sure you can. It's kind of technical. She stick all these cool little wires inside her somehow.
I mean, you shouldn't.
Oh, right. This would be much more ethical to let it happen in an uncontrolled setting. This is always a team of cardiologists having lunch at the next table. This is Jersey. She's a minor. She's gonna need consent.
I'll go talk to him.
Oh, that's an excellent plan. We'll give him the form and tell him it's wrong and dangerous.
I can handle a simple consent form.
Okay? I'll be Crandall. Dr. Cameron.
House, from what you say, this guy will
Are
trust...
you in this scene? Go.
I need to talk to you about a procedure we'd like to do on Leona.
Like to do? This fun for you?
He's not you. He's not gonna mock me.
Stay in character. I'm so scared. Hold me.
In order to figure out which circuit is misfiring, we need to map all of the electrical activity in her heart.
Swear to me on the Bible you'd do this if it was your kid. Goodbye. To map the electrical pathways in a heart, we send electricity through each, one at a time, until one fails.
It sounds dangerous.
It's a risk I'm prepared to take.
If she's got an electrical problem, couldn't more electricity blow her whole system?
Well, look who's been watching Bill Nye, the Science Guy. Test is perfectly safe. We do it every day. And you believe me.
I shouldn't do the test?
It's crazy dangerous. Just sign the damn form.
I'm not crying. I can handle this.
And blow your nose. I need DNA from somewhere.
You're not running a paternity test.
She's gonna stay around just long enough to get your bank account, your credit card numbers, and she's gonna be off with her next daddy.
With what she's been through, why would you assume?
Because of what she's been through.
Because that's your default position. Always has been.
Because she's still alive. Raised by a junkie, living on the streets, that tends to kick the sweetness out of you.
Figured you'd have mellowed.
Because you're an idiot.
If I let you do the test, it means I don't trust her.
No, it means I don't trust her.
$199, 98.
She's out.
Heart rhythm's normal. Insert the first catheter.
I'm in.
All heart rhythms still normal.
Haven't zapped it yet.
Send the first electrical pulse.
Sinoatrial node is normal.
Next.
Got supraventricular tachycardia.
Stop the current.
Is she hallucinating?
IV pushed at 12.5 adenosine.
She's crashing. BP's plummeting.
Foreman, is she hallucinating?
No, normal waves.
The AV node is not the bad pathway. All that was a heart attack. Reset her so we can find the real problem.
Charging. Clear.
Normal rhythm.
Chase, high right atrium, please.
Her heart's fragile after that last attack. Chances of tachycardia.
You have my permission to blame Foreman in any negligence trial.
Send the electrical pulse.
That's the one. She's hallucinating.
It's near the coronary sinus.
Freeze it.
Damaged heart muscle gone. Cryoablation complete.
EEG's back to normal. No hallucinations.
She'll be fine by breakfast. Interesting reading.
Those are my top 2 choices for sperm donors. I wanted your medical opinion on genetics.
They're losers.
Medically, or?
Donor 1284 likes square dancing. No one likes square dancing. 613 has been practicing medicine for 5 minutes, calls himself a healer, loves Mozart.
I'm not going dancing with him. I'm looking for healthy sperm. He's got 4 living grandparents.
Who they are, what they do, that doesn't matter.
I'm leaning towards 613.
Oh, sure. Go with the Jewish number.
1284 has a cousin that tested positive for the BRCA gene.
But his mother was negative, which means so's your baby.
What about the-
Mediterranean Dutch factor on the dad's side? It's not a problem, because his dad's mom didn't carry the thalassemia gene. Bigger issue is the jerk and poser genes. This Mozart lie.
People can't like classical music.
You're designing a kid, a loser kid, who's already getting pummeled at recess.
Here, knock yourself out. Go find sperm that can beat up 613's kids. And thanks for your help.
Pretentiousness is hereditary, just because they haven't found the gene yet.
Could I have some water, please? Hello? I just need some water. Is anyone there?
Mama?
Second hallucination means we didn't fix her heart. Maybe we missed something.
Her heart's fine. If she hallucinated, it wasn't caused by her heart.
If the screaming, the floundering, it was an hallucination.
What if it wasn't a hallucination?
We covered
Not finished. What if it was an atypical seizure?
Seizure? She saw her mother. Mother's dead. Ergo, hallucination.
Anyone want to explain that?
His leg hurts. Walking takes his mind off of it.
Flashback. All that wind and rain from the hurricane, post-traumatic stress syndrome.
Why are you so bent on her not having a hallucination?
If she did have a hallucination, then the heart problem that we predicted, found, and fixed was just a gigantic coincidence.
His leg always hurts.
It's getting worse.
What if the heart isn't a coincidence and isn't what caused the hallucination? An arrhythmia hurts. What if her hallucination was caused by pain? What if she has a disease that translates pain into a bizarre physiological response, like A hallucination.
She's an autoimmune disease. She needs a CRP, a rheumatoid factor,
I can prove an autoimmune disease in 5 minutes. She needs a PET scan.
You can't test for autoimmune in a pet.
Proving that her hallucinations are a consistent response to pain, which proves that she has an autoimmune disease.
How do you test someone's response to pain?
Easy. Hurt them. It's not gonna hurt at all. We just need to make sure you don't move.
I will.
Okay, give me your arm. Let's check your muscle responses. Okay, turn it over. Arm upward. Everything okay?
Yeah. Ow!
What the hell was that? Diagnostic test. Cerebral cortex responding normally. She's not hallucinating.
You know he's not your father, don't you?
He's my dad. Mama told me.
Sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you.
Ow! Oh.
House, leave her alone.
Come on, we both know it's a hustle. Are the walls closing in?
No, wait.
Spiders coming out of my nose?
Let me out.
How's the test is over? Dorsolateral prefrontal cortex.
Give me your hand.
No.
Give me your hand. Forget him. He's not the perfect mark, because he was the perfect mark. Plenty of people got there before you. He's used up, tainted, pumped dry.
She's hallucinating.
She's lost everything and you're breaking fingers. A new low.
Diagnostically, she needed to be hurt. I wanted to hurt her. Win-win. What I didn't consider was a threshold to trigger the hallucinations. Otherwise, I'd have done the finger bending first instead of stabbing her twice. That was cruel.
For autoimmune diseases this advanced, usual treatment is not going to help.
We don't even know which autoimmune disease she has. Could be Lambert-Eaton, could be Graves.
Point. Let's kill them all at once.
The only way to do that is to replace her entire immune system.
Good point. Let's do that.
Bone marrow transplant requires an exact match. Leona has no siblings.
Good point. She's all alone, poor thing. No one in the whole wide world.
My daughter needs bone marrow. Why are you looking at a bone marrow registry?
Because that's where they keep the bone marrow.
I'm her father.
How does somebody who believes absolutely anything become a nonfiction writer?
Test my bone marrow.
Here's how this is gonna end. One day you'll be sitting at your computer writing one of your little music books, and your daughter will come home with a big angry policeman who'll throw you in jail because Daddy touched my poozle.
Test me.
Happy to.
Just my marrow. I'm not authorizing a paternity test.
You're that afraid of the truth?
I know the truth.
Easy Lay Faye's truth was that she needed a bus ticket home to see her sick grandma. You gave her $100. She bought weed. I know because I told her you'd go for the sick grandma story.
If our friendship means anything to you.
Come on, do you know me at all?
If you do the test, one of two things happens. Either you're right or I'm right. If you're right, I'll be miserable. And if I'm right, I'll hate myself because I didn't trust her. Either way, I lose.
They don't itch, not raised. He's had his MMR. No one's sick at school. His father took him camping.
We caught 2 spiders.
You didn't tell me about this spider.
Get a new couch?
Do you think there might be some sort of
What
toxin?
color is it?
Red.
Is that where you watch your cartoons after you take your bath? Fall asleep sometimes?
Yes.
Bless you.
Need you. Now.
Yes, mistress. I'll write you a prescription for one of these. Just wet and apply.
You didn't tell anyone else what I'm doing.
Not a soul.
Wilson? Cameron, maybe you mentioned it to her.
No, I'm a really good secret keeper. I never told anybody that Wilson wets his bed. Oh, you tricked me.
Part of the protocol for in vitro fertilization is twice daily injections of minotropins. I can't do it myself.
Turn around.
No clever comments about bending over.
Unless you want me to.
Just not used to house the professional.
I was just thinking about what your mother looked like. Just your father obviously chose her for breeding purposes.
Shut up.
Natural selection sucks. We pick our mates based on breast size, cars they drive. They did autopsies on married couples, found a correlation in pancreas size. We're hardwired to pick for stupid reasons. You have the chance to pick for smart reasons.
I think the Germans had a similar theory about 60 years ago.
I'm not advocating wiping out entire races. I'm just saying you don't want to mate with the first plastic cup that buys you a drink.
I'm pretty sure you got that.
Microbes can be sneaky.
Ow. Thanks.
Today, this is gonna be fun.
I got it. So why were you friends with this guy?
We were 20 years old. He had a car. If he'd been a woman, I would have married him.
Did you match?
No. Blind girl lucked out. We found one in the registry.
Is he the dad?
I don't think so.
You didn't run the test?
Said I wouldn't.
Okay. So either you lied or he has pictures of you being nice?
Stop the radiation.
What the hell is that?
I have no idea.
Lab results from the black ooze. You're not going to believe it.
She pooped out of her mouth.
The sample contains stool and digested blood. How did you guess?
This it oozed. It was in her stomach. It would have sprayed. It was in her lungs. She would have coughed. This oozed, as in squeezed, as in reverse peristalsis. Who's hungry? Mexican takeout?
In order for digested blood to be in her intestines, she had to have internal bleeding.
In order for whatever was in her intestines to come back up, there had to be a blockage.
Liver failure. Be no proteins that clot the blood, so it would leak into her stomach, mess up her intestines.
Means, oops, we were wrong. Because no autoimmune disease shuts down an organ in 2 hours. We need to do a liver biopsy, find out what the real problem is. Need to talk to you. Good news is she doesn't have an autoimmune condition, so she doesn't need a bone marrow transplant. We're able to stop the irradiation in time. Bad news, she has potty mouth. Her liver is failing, which has made her digestive system go in reverse. It's actually much worse than it sounds. We need to do a liver biopsy. I don't know what's gonna happen when we stick a needle into her liver. She could die right then and there. Easy, tell me what to do. No inside information on this one. Crandall, 3 days ago, you didn't even know this girl. She was hit by a bus. Lose a moment's sleep. There are people
handle it when she dies.
It's brown. It's lumpy. I'm gonna heave all over my desk.
Chicken mole. 21 herbs and spices. I find it very comforting, you defending a man I haven't seen in years. To know my friend, no matter what, will always be my champion, my protector.
I'm not protecting him, smacking her.
Modesty of a true hero.
Push me and I'll let her die, just so you'll stop annoying me.
Here's my theory. You're jealous. He's maturing, he's accepting responsibility. You're emotionally stuck at 17.
He's manufacturing responsibility. He's not maturing. He hasn't changed at all.
So then why do you care?
That black ooze we saw, that was a bowel movement. Out of her mouth.
You're trying to end this conversation by grossing me out? I'm an oncologist. Half my patients have their skin sloughed off. Why are you so worried about this guy?
He's having a rough time with his girlfriend. He's in love. He's always in love. He wanted to marry her. I thought she was flaky. She was sending mixed signals.
So you gave him advice and she dumped him.
No, I told him that I'd talk to her.
And you blew it?
Technically. She was nuts.
Stop the biopsy. I'm right at her liver.
It's house. It says stop.
Check it out.
Please tell me you didn't stop the biopsy to play us some tunes.
Yeah. It's very subtle, very delicate.
This girl is dying.
You'd be dying a lot faster if I let you do that obviously unnecessary biopsy. Now listen.
Ask for this too.
My God, Grandpa was an angry drunk. If only we'd known.
Here's how to become a great artist. First, get miserable. Misery drives you to become a great artist. The art does nothing for your misery, which drives you to drugs, which makes you a lousy artist. And this is not lousy.
You're saying you didn't do drugs?
No, he played this. Something was screwing with his personality.
Yeah, drugs and alcohol don't do that.
And that note that he says is out of tune, it's not. Which means that something is screwing with his oral perception, too. Now, what happens when you add all of that to the liver disease, which he supposedly died of?
Too much iron. He could have had hemochromatosis. That's genetic.
Unless you can tell me Miles Davis couldn't play stoned.
Played better when he wasn't, I think. I mean, no one knows for sure.
I'll get Leona a TIBC and serum ferritin.
We can test this in 3 minutes. So, what is she, Foreman? Light-skinned black chick or a dark-skinned white chick?
Not sure. Can we hear the music?
It's too early to see Jonas from the liver.
True. This is a photograph of Leona when she was 13 years old. She's darker now.
She's been living on the streets for 8 months.
tan line. So unless those streets she's been living on are indoor streets, I'm thinking she's got iron deposits and melanin, both byproducts of hemochromatosis, just like Granddad used to be. Squid exam to calculate the amount of iron in her blood. Treat her with deferoxamine. She'll be fine by lunch. Did you see I was wrong before about the breakfast?
There's the iron. Lots of it.
I'm not gonna get this job, am I?
It's a done deal. I knew it the moment I saw you. Interviews.
House, what are you...
Lisa Cuddy, this is Patrick Linehan. Patrick's the new intern rotating in my department.
I didn't even know you were looking for one. Nice to meet you.
Sorry. I laugh when I'm nervous.
Bet you'd be doing that your whole life, huh?
What kind of medicine are you interested in, Patrick?
Cancer, infectious disease, the big devils. I think that medicine has become too institutionalized. We need to send a message to our patients that we're just like them. I mean, we're all people.
We're all people. I like that. She's all hard science backed. I like to know a person's hopes and dreams. What kind of music do you like that?
Actually,
I'm a Mozart man. He says what I feel but can't express.
I'm late for a meeting.
See, this is why the face-to-face interview is so important. You gotta know who you're getting in bed with.
Get him out of here.
Deferoxamine is a chelating agent. Binds to the iron so that a liver can get rid of it. Once the iron's out of the liver, it's finally evacuated by the body in the form of urine. Should be quick and painless.
What's happening, Crash Car?
It's not getting any air. CT showed her lungs are Swiss cheese. Ventilator's helping, but at this rate, time's basically up.
We developed a theory, hemochromatosis. Like good scientists, we tested that theory. We proved that theory. We acted based on that proof, and we treated her. As a result of which, she is on the verge of death. Is it just me, or have we discovered a flaw in the scientific method? Walk me through it step by step. What is supposed to happen when you give someone deferoxamine?
It's a chelating agent.
What does the chelating do?
Removes excess iron from the liver.
How?
The iron is heavy. It gets stuck. Deferoxamine is like a lubricant. It makes the iron slick so it can move around again.
Moves around where?
It's supposed to be discharged through waste.
Her waste system is a little screwy right now. Means the iron can't go where it wants to go. What if it moved to her lungs?
And whatever's in her lungs likes iron, bound with it, started poking holes.
What likes iron?
Oxygen attaches itself to iron, which increases her chance of infection.
No, we started massive antibiotics prior to the radiation.
Some neurodegenerative diseases like iron.
MRI was clean, no iron deposits on the brain.
Fungus likes iron.
No objections to that one?
If a fungus is doing all this, she's dead. There are 25 antifungals. If we don't know which fungus...
When in doubt, go broad.
Most common is aspergillus.
Continue to ventilate her lungs, get her on a voriconazole drip, and hope she has aspergillus.
The process is confidential. You violated his privacy. But how did you
I
even...
looked up loser in the cryobank. You wouldn't go within 100 miles of that idiot. Yet you're willing to have his baby.
I'm not looking for a date. I'm tired of looking... Ow.
Cotton ball. I don't care if you marry this guy, date this guy, go through his garbage, but you should know. Genes matter. Who you are matters. Find someone you trust.
Someone like you?
Someone you like.
Listen. Oh, sorry. Okay.
It's not what you think.
I rub his leg.
Oh, Ingrid. Hi. Okay. You feel guilty about stealing the guy's girl. I get that, and I'm glad. It's a good thing. But you did the paternity test. And either the paternity test comes back negative and you shove it in the guy's face, or it comes back positive and you shut up and your leg starts hurting.
Or I never ran the test. Not what you think.
Leona's lungs collapsed. The treatment's not working. We've got the wrong fungus.
Baby stuff. She ruined it. 3 rules for hunting fungus. Location, location, location.
Crandall says she was living at the children's shelter in Ridgeland.
Okay. The one thing we know for sure is she was not living at the children's shelter in Ridgeland.
Why would he lie about that?
He wouldn't. But he'd believe her story about the sweet little girl trying to do the right thing.
We can't ask Leona where she was. She's intubated.
Don't try to talk. You got a big medical thing in your mouth. Just blink if you understand me. Fantastic. Blink if you lied to Crandall about everything. You picked up a fungus somewhere. If you were living at the shelter like you told your new daddy, then I got nothing to go on. And you will die. So, did you lie to Crandall? You're a lousy con artist. First rule of the game is know your mark. Once you got Crandall to bite on the poppet thing, you had him. You could have told him that you were servicing Al Qaeda's suicide bombers for crack. This guy would still have let you pick out the colors in your new room. Did you lie to Crandall? Where were you? And the winner is... Oh, you read it. I just get so nervous at these things.
Recording studio.
She read the book. She knew how much Crandall hated that place. What went on there? She overplayed her hand.
She was desperate. She didn't sell this. She was stuck in hell.
Recording studio doesn't help us medically?
Recording studios. Why are these buildings different from all other buildings?
Soundproofing. Absorbs sound, also absorbs moisture.
Where there's moisture, a lot of it. Say, Katrina moist.
Zygomycosis only occurs at the highest levels of mold.
Start her on an IV drip of amphotericin B with colony-stimulating factors. She'll be fine by dinner.
She's gonna be fine.
She said she'd never go back there.
She lied to you. She's your kid. Get used to it.
Thank you for the injections.
You're welcome. You came all the way up here just to tell me that?
No.
Pretty much normal. Liver function tests are good.
Thanks, G-Man.
What makes you think you'd be a good father?
I don't know. Feels right. Feels good.
Well, at least you got a good reason.
Feels good is a good enough reason. What's happening?
She's choking. She can't breathe. Get him out of here, will you? Out! Quick, the curtain! You're breathing on your own. Choking's normal. I lied to him. I ran a paternity test. Your lie was a bad one. He is your dad. We're even.
Your machine's broken. There's not even a message. House, you there? Okay. See you Monday, I guess.
He's got a temperature of 103.
And why do we care?
Because we're human beings. That's what we do. He said he was at a luncheon meeting.
You took his history?
Guy looks like Harpo. You should see him.
You asked him what book he's currently reading.
It's hilarious to watch him try and talk. I asked him anything I could think of. Favorite color? Blue. Favorite dessert topping? Trust me, you never know what fact may prove the key to saving your life.
Whipped cream.
I asked him if he was sure. Where are you going?
You're an ass.
I know. Where are you going?
This is either a toxin, an infection, or an allergic reaction. I assume you gave him epi, so that rules out allergies. Put him on antibiotics in case it's an infection. And if it's a toxin, we'll keep him here overnight, let the swelling go down, send him home. I'm going to the movies.
Which one of you is House?
Skinny brunette.
No, it's Dr. Cameron.
I'm Skinny. How do you know her name?
I was a patient of yours.
Oh, well, if you want to leave the chocolates downstairs.
Stay! Stay away from him. Shocking, isn't it? Who'd want to hurt you?
You're pathetic. Judging by the growth, I'd say I've been unconscious for 2 days. Been sitting there the whole time.
No.
Judging by the oily buildup in your hair, I'd say you're lying.
I was scared. Pardon me for caring.
Did I lose any organs?
The bullet to your abdomen pierced your stomach, nicked the bowel, lodged in the posterior rib.
Well, I always say if you're gonna get shot, do it in a hospital.
The one in your neck
I don't remember that one.
went right through, severed your jugular. The shooter turns out to be a guy who...
Don't care.
You don't care why a guy walked into a hospital and shot a doctor? Shot you?
I assume his reasoning was faulty. So what was it? Infection?
The surgery went fine. You've had no post-op.
Me? Patient. Harpo.
You just got shot, House. You should rest.
I got shot. Diagnostically boring. Big fat tongue, on the other hand. Endlessly entertaining.
We biopsied his tongue.
It was negative. And the blood tests were negative.
I didn't say we did blood tests.
You don't biopsy a tongue unless you have to biopsy a tongue, and you don't have to biopsy a tongue unless you've already come up with nothing in a routine battery of tests, which don't involve torturing the patient. Any new symptoms other than the increased intracranial pressure? Any guesses on how I figured that one out?
You knew the next step would be a lumbar puncture. A lumbar puncture would almost certainly give us a definitive answer. Since we don't have a definitive answer, we must not have done an LP, and the most common reason to not do an LP is increased intracranial pressure. He was shot by security trying to... House, what are you... House,
I'm talking to Cuddy.
lie down. You've got to be in pain.
Not today. Today I'm on morphine.
You're gonna rip your stitches out.
Check Harpo's trash.
Forget about the patient.
You're curious. Trash. You don't know what I'm talking about, but you know it's good.
You can't just be walking around.
Well, then stop me.
You've lost
Physically
blood.
stop me.
You could damage...
Can't. Because that would involve physically touching me, and then things would get so sexually charged. I'm twice your size. Get your hands off me.
Everything that lives eats. Everything that eats poops. That's why every organ has a sanitation department, a lymph system. Whatever's doing the damage is dumping its waste in there. That's what you meant by trash.
Biopsy the lymph node under the jaw.
I'm sorry, I know it's crazy, but there's no other place. It's the ICU. It stands for intensive care. He needs intensive care, so do you.
He needs to be shot again.
He is handcuffed to his bed. He is sedated. He's not going to hurt you.
If your security was any good, I wouldn't have been shot in the first place.
He is where he's supposed to be, where you're supposed to
Who
be.
did my surgery?
Gillick. Why, are you going to send him a fruit basket?
He screwed up.
It's annoying enough dealing with your Vicodin habit. Quit upping your morphine.
I'm not. I'm reducing it.
And you're not in pain?
I'm feeling better.
Gillick is very good. Your recovery time...
My stomach kills me, my neck is throbbing, my leg feels better.
That's amazing.
It's unbelievable. Since getting shot is not an FDA-approved treatment for anything, it means something must have gone wrong in the surgery.
Yes, terribly, tragically wrong. Enjoy the mistake.
He must have nicked something in my peripheral nervous system. If it's alleviating pain, who knows what else it's doing.
Get back to the ICU before you rip out your stitches, and I have to chain you to your bed.
Why did you try to kill me?
I didn't.
Then the gun thing might have been a mistake.
If I did kill you, it would have been over. I need you to live. Because I want to see you suffer.
Oh, get the needle out of there.
Can't breathe.
House. The test was negative.
Are you sure you want to be doing this?
I'm fine, I think. Cameron, you got my records?
They don't like to release patients' operative notes.
Yet you're holding them. And whispering.
He's sleeping.
Yeah. Killer needs his rest. Otherwise, he's grumpy all day. Hey! Wake up! Watch me save a life.
Almost for sure it's some sort of infection. We've got him on broad-spectrum antibiotics, but it's not even slowing the thing down. Unless we figure out what type of infection, we can't treat, and we can't figure out what type because we can't do an LP.
Do an LP. See what I did there? Couldn't have done that if you killed me.
We would have done an LP 2 days ago if we could have. That much pressure, something's bound to
We've
go.
done LP 2 days ago if the risks hadn't so obviously outweighed the benefits. We just cut a hole in his throat. The equation has changed.
Couldn't have put it better myself.
Pressure is 120 millimeters H2O with small visible excursions related to respiration impulse.
Well, within normal. That's good.
That's weird.
You want to hear a story?
I have a rule. People who shoot me forfeit the right.
My wife was sick. None of the doctors could figure out why.
Oh, I know this story. She died, so you selected one of her doctors to kill because that would make everything right again.
She lived. You cured her.
I'm truly sorry I did that.
In the course of investigating her illness, you convinced me that everything was relevant. You needed the truth. I confessed to you that I had had an affair. But it turns out that it had nothing to do with why she was sick. Genetic predisposition to brain aneurysms. You told her that. You also told her about my affair.
You caught crap. She left you. Now I've got to pay because you can keep your little killer in your pants.
She killed herself.
What sort of hospital has glass walls?
That's my husband.
Really?
He thought I just liked watching people get needles poked in the back.
No. Figured a coworker or a sister, not wife.
Why?
Don't worry, it's not insulting. At least not to you. You're satisfied by that answer?
You're Dr. House, aren't you?
You're not gonna shoot me, are you?
You treated a friend of mine. She told me you only talk to people if you have to. And then you insult them while showing off how insightful you are.
Sevens marry sevens, nines marry nines, fours marry fours. Maybe there's some wiggle room if there's enough money or somebody got pregnant. But you've got at least 3 points on your husband. And your frock says you didn't do it for the money. And Did your breasts say that you haven't had any kids?
So you figure my marriage is a mathematical error?
Numbers don't lie. We're having trouble finding out what infection your husband has, and the most likely culprit is an STD.
You want to know if I've had an affair with someone closer to my integer. And I have to tell you the truth or my husband will die.
Is your friend single?
No. And I've always been faithful.
Wow. I would have bet money something would go wrong. Let's rotate him back. He's bleeding into his ocular orbit.
LP wouldn't do this.
Lots of pressure behind. Got to relieve it.
What's going on? What are they doing?
I should go. Soon have torn my stitches.
You collapsed in the hall, tore your stitches.
I remember. I was there.
How's your gut? It's hurting?
You shoot the guy who sold her the gun?
She locked herself in the garage, and she started the car.
You shoot the guy who sold her the garage door opener? You're an ass.
That is a bold position to take, given that I shot you.
The shooting just makes you an idiot. You're an ass because you're trying to wrap it in the flag like you did a good thing.
You're an ass and a hypocrite. You don't believe in rules. You do whatever you think is right. That's all I did. You were my role model.
Watch out, you're getting crumbs on the flag. I didn't commit to honor her. I didn't commit to never lie to her.
Well, if you kept your mouth shut, she'd be alive and you wouldn't be shot.
If you kept your pistols in your pants.
It's my fault. She's dead. I know it. But why can't you admit that it's maybe just a little bit yours, too? That maybe it's not just medical mistakes that screw things up.
Here's how life works. You either get to ask for an apology or you get to shoot people. Not both. Infections don't make your eyes pop out.
You should get back. You're supposed to be chained to your bed.
Not done eating. Gotta be some sort of bleeding disorder.
This is really stupid.
Look, my stitches pop out again. I got 3 doctors to save me. Could be some sort of weakness in the lining of the ocular veins. Okay, I'll be you guys. Nah, why, mate? Too much blood to just be a vein. No way, Hizzy. If it was an artery, he'd still be bleeding. Actually, he'd be dead.
He could have had a granuloma in his sinuses that bled, which could have been caused by Wagner's.
I think the surgeon would have noticed a giant growth while they were sticking the eyeball back in.
Tongue and eyes are sick. What about the nose? It's right in between. Why isn't it sick?
So it's not spreading. It's got a common source.
Which can only be what?
The brain, except the CT was clean.
Check the brain's trash, see what it's hiding.
Brain doesn't have a lymph system?
I know. All that's garbage just blows off, gets caught in a snow fence by the side of the road.
You're referring to the blood-brain barrier.
What else? Biopsy the barrier.
Wouldn't it be safer to make a few educated guesses first? Try some relatively safe treatments?
Biopsy the barrier, but first start him on mebendazole in case it's a worm.
And levofloxacin in case it's an infection that slipped by the first antibiotic.
And azithromycin for STDs.
I really don't think the wife is the kind to be messing around. If I was married to her, I certainly would.
House. The patient isn't married. He's a widower.
Really, it's more helpful if you do the prescribed rehab yourself.
My body is fine. My mind, on the other hand.
Maybe she was a girlfriend. Maybe she was just trying to jerk you around.
I spoke to every one of the nurses on that floor. The patient only had 6 visitors. 2 females, no babes. His mother and his aunt.
So they missed someone. They're not security.
My posse never saw her or me talking on the other side of the glass.
They were a little busy trying to save the guy's life.
There's only one possible conclusion. It's a hallucination. What does that look like to you? 0.6?
Anesthesia? No. It's got to be 6 and a smudge. Let's say you're right. It wouldn't be that uncommon after trauma, after that much blood loss.
My perceptions are compromised and my judgment is compromised. What if his wife told me that the patient just got bit by a rabid Vietnamese leper.
So pull yourself off the case.
In the next case,
You take 2 weeks. You recover.
what if I don't? What if it wasn't the shooting?
The guy who sees connections between everything sees no connection between being shot and minor brain disruptions.
What if it was the surgery?
What if it was the fact that you tore out your stitches and lost 2 pints of blood?
Why did Gillick give me ketamine during my surgery?
Working.
We need to talk.
Get back to the ICU. Who uncuffed you?
Why would a surgeon administer ketamine?
Who showed you your surgical file?
How do you know it's mine?
Because your patient hasn't had surgery and you don't care about anybody else.
My anesthesia was almost non-existent, and yet I wasn't awake. For some reason, somebody decided to put me in a dissociative coma instead of just putting me out.
There are plenty of reasons to use.
Fine, I'll go beat the truth out of my surgeon. Gillick, right?
It worked. There's a clinic in Germany. They've been treating chronic pain by inducing comas and letting the mind basically reboot itself. There's about a 50% chance your pain will come back, which of course means there is a 50% chance that it won't.
You had no right.
To heal you?
You messed with my brain.
Why are you so upset? Are you experiencing any neurological symptoms? Dizziness, tremors, hallucinations?
No. It's a point of principle.
Test was negative.
No trash against the fence. Is your leg really better?
Don't worry, I'm sure something else is wrong.
We did find blood.
On which side?
The wrong side. It's the wrong side. It can't make sense.
Could mess with his brain. Wouldn't cause fever. He's been sleeping a lot lately.
You worried? I marked a change of meds on his chart. Foreign object. The body wants to get rid of it. That causes the fever.
Blood's a foreign object?
In the brain lining, it is. Blood dyscrasia means cancer.
Find it.
All the tests
Have been negative. What do you do if your trash cans are full? You use your neighbor's trash cans. Except it's still light outside. Your neighbor will see you. So you go out the back way into an alley and drop off your trash by their garage.
We'll check the lymphatic system in the chest.
You got that from trash cans in the alley?
The saliva glands from the tongue are connected to the lymphatic system in the lungs. It's the next lymphatic system over.
Yeah. Go get lung lymph.
How did he know that?
I wouldn't have hired him if he wasn't smart.
Right. Because you have nothing but respect for him. Maybe he knew the answer because the question wasn't nearly as tricky as you thought. Maybe he's not getting smarter. You're getting dumber.
Pretend to buck the system, pretend to be a rebel, claim to hate rules, but all you do is substitute your own rules for society's. And it's a nice, simple rule. Tell the blunt, honest truth in the starkest, darkest way. And what will be, will be. What will be, should be. And everyone else is a coward. But you're wrong. It's not cowardly to not call someone an idiot. People aren't tactful or polite just because it's nice. They do it because they got an ounce of humility. Because they know that they will make mistakes.
They know that their actions have consequences. And they know that those consequences are their fault. Why do you want so bad not to be human, huh? No, he's awake.
House, we need to talk to you.
How the hell did you know I was awake?
Your nostrils flare when you sleep.
No, they do not.
Fine. I'm lying.
Test was negative.
You knew?
Force of habit.
Showed no cancer. No reason why he's got a fever of 103, and no reason why his tongue won't fit in his mouth.
He's post-op. Chase is getting him up and around.
It's important that you're up ASAP after surgery. Think you can urinate? What, are you getting aroused?
No! Not that part! It's not stopping!
Surgeons found no evidence of a burst artery.
Blood had to come from somewhere. You took a shower in it.
Trauma?
You think someone snuck in here just to kick him in the jewels and poke out his eye and swell up his tongue? Keep writing. I got a bet with my physio that I can do 100 clicks by Friday. What about blood from the kidneys?
Kidneys drain into the bladder, which drains into the ureter. There's no way it would mess with the scrotum.
Basic human anatomy. Therefore, I think it's safe to assume that the problem lies elsewhere. But given that this case doesn't make any kind of sense whatsoever, maybe we should even question the basics.
Maybe he's not human.
An anatomical defect would seem more likely, but let's not rule that one out.
Even more likely, he is human. His anatomy is where it's supposed to be, but he has testicular cancer.
We tested for cancer.
We tested the lymph system in his chest.
Surgeons found no growth.
Surgeons was trying to put everything back where it was. They weren't doing an inventory.
May have been lucky. You don't catch testicular cancer early, it kills. Probably eroded some vessel.
Yeah, I know. Question is why I didn't think of it.
Well, eyes popping out is a rather odd presentation.
Sac blowing up, on the other hand.
If you could think of everything yourself, you wouldn't need a team to annoy.
I screwed up some basic anatomy. And I'm misconnecting a testicular explosion with a testicular problem. Think there's any way I would have done that before Cuddy messed with my brain?
She was trying to help you, and it worked.
Yeah, I can run like the wind, but I can't think. Seeing as how I'm too old to become a professional athlete, it looks to me as if she screwed me over big time.
You don't want a healthy leg.
Oh, here we go.
If you've got a good life, if you're healthy, you've got no reason to bitch, no reason to hate life.
Well, here's the flaw in your argument. If I enjoy hating life, I don't hate life. I enjoy it.
I didn't say it was rational. HIV testing is 99% accurate, which means there are some people who test positive, who live with their own impending doom for months or years before finding out everything's okay. Weirdly, most of them don't react with happiness or even anger. They get depressed. Not because they wanted to die, but because they've defined themselves by their disease. Suddenly, what made them isn't real.
I don't define myself by my leg.
No, you have taken it one step further. The only way you could come to terms with your disability was to somehow make it mean nothing. So you had to redefine everything. You have dismissed anything physical. Anything not coldly, calculatingly intellectual.
Why are you protecting her?
Because she's done nothing wrong.
You're completely comfortable with what she did to me.
Yeah, I am, yeah.
You agonize over moral choices. You're not completely comfortable with anything until you've taken days to get your head around every possible side. I've known what you did for 6 hours. How come you're acting like you've known for days? What do I have?
You're not sick.
What do I have?
You need to calm down.
I have my brain. That's it.
We were trying to help you.
Yeah, nobody tries to screw up. They just do.
You were out of control. You were shooting more.
I can make people better.
And you two decide to trade that for jogging shoes.
If you're suffering from side effects, then we can look at that.
You value the physical so much. Let me put this in terms you can understand.
You're unbelievable. Even when you're out of your mind with anger and fear, you still couch it in logical terms. Are you hallucinating?
Yeah, I'm hallucinating.
No, I mean right now.
Are you hallucinating?
How did you know I was?
You were yelling at me. You were calling me Wilson.
No.
You're losing your house?
I never called Wilson by his name.
Oh, yeah, right. No, the hallucinator is going to tell the hallucinatee what happened.
You're not the hallucinatee. Wilson was the hallucinatee.
You think maybe you're focusing on the wrong thing here?
Cuddy's office was the hallucinatee. The bathroom was the hallucinatee.
Ah, bathroom, it figures.
What figures?
You wet your bed.
Test was negative.
No.
AFP and beta-HCG say no testicular cancer.
So, let's recap. We've just ruled out everything, which does make sense. So the answer has to be something that does make sense. Do a cystoscopy. Make sure he's human.
Test was negative.
For him being human?
Everything was right where it's supposed to be. All the tubes go where they're supposed to go.
Most likely scenario, some kind of bacterial prostatitis.
Find out if his father hunched. His father have trouble peeing. His father have sex with his own mother. If the answers to any of these questions is yes, assume you're right. If the answers are no, assume you're right, but biopsy some prostate lymphs just to be sure.
But then we'd have to cut through his stomach, and since he's clearly got a bleeding problem, this kind of surgery might...
He doesn't clearly have anything.
How did I get here?
What are you talking about?
I was in the ICU. Then I was coming down these stairs with you guys. What happened in between? I don't remember how I got here. Taking myself off my case.
Your patient's in critical care. He's had a fever unabated for
I think I'm losing my mind. I'm having blackouts.
You said you weren't having any...
I lied.
If you are doing this to scare me, you made your point. Next time you get shot, I promise to only treat the bullet wounds.
I'm off the case. Why did you jump up when I came in?
I thought you were gonna attack me again.
Again?
Yeah, you were in my face. You were...
No, I wasn't.
You came in here with Wilson and...
That was a hallucination.
No,
Which means this is a hallucination. How can I tell what's real and what's not? Everything looks the same, sounds the same, tastes the same.
Seems like I'd be the last person you'd want to ask.
Why not? You're obviously not here. I'm obviously not here, which means this is a creation of my mind, which means I'm really just asking myself.
When you're talking to yourself, there's a lot of unnecessary explanation.
Hey, I'm trying to work this out. It requires give and take, even in my own mind.
What was the question?
How can I tell what's real?
Does it matter?
That doesn't sound like something I'd ask.
All right. Your concern is that if you act in the real world based on information that's not real, the results are impossible to foresee.
With you so far.
But information is incapable of harm in and of itself. Ideas
are neither good nor bad, but merely as useful as what we do with them. Only actions can cause harm.
That sounds like me.
You do nothing. You refrain from taking any actions. You continue to throw out your ideas as you always would, but if they're based on faulty assumptions, your team will point that out. You won't do anything that could hurt them.
So I trust my team.
Test was negative.
No blood in the prostate.
No structural abnormalities.
Something doesn't make sense. What does that mean? It's not rhetorical. I need your input on everything I ask, no matter how obvious it might seem.
It means you're wrong.
It means one of your assumptions is wrong. If something doesn't make sense, it can't be real. So, what are our assumptions?
We don't have any. We're just guessing and testing.
We assume the tests are right.
We've already redone them twice.
Let's go more basic.
What's more basic than the test results?
Tests themselves. What does a biopsy consist of?
You take a sample.
Define sample.
It's a small representative piece of whatever you think is the problem.
You go down to the shore, you fill a cup of water. It's got no fish in it. Does that mean no fish in the ocean?
We can do another biopsy.
We could fill another cup of water. But we gotta dive in. We gotta see what's actually in there.
We can't operate. He's got a bleeding problem.
We assume he's got a bleeding problem.
Yeah, because he bled from where he wasn't supposed to bleed, causing parts of his body to blow up. Assuming that crazy assumption is correct, if we operate on him, we'll kill him.
What if we could find a way to do this surgery without giving him more than a paper cut?
You want to let a robot operate on me?
The technology is amazing. It magnifies everything 10 times. It's 10 times the accuracy.
No way. I want a person.
A person will be controlling it.
People suck. People have turned you from a guy with a swollen tongue into a guy with one eye, one ball, and a stapled-on face. If you want someone to hold you while you cry yourself to sleep at night, choose warm and soft. If you want someone to write you a poem, pick the sensitive loner. If all you care about is that something's done right, pick the guy with the metal head.
No way.
No way, no way. You gotta see this thing in action before you say no way. Come on.
House, what are you doing?
Nothing. I'm not doing anything. Just throwing out ideas. I think you should put him in a wheelchair and take him down to the OR, but I may be out of my mind. Relax, Cameron. I'm not gonna cut you. I just want to show what this puppy can do. It can make 1 millimeter incisions. You know how small that is? It's small even in metric. If I do something that doesn't make sense, even to you, stop me. Delicate, no? Does that hurt? Seen enough?
No.
That wasn't a question. You either do this or you die.
You wasted your life.
Yeah. If only I'd spent more time dedicating myself to finding someone worthy to shoot.
If I had killed you, would it have mattered?
Not to me. If you got a pen?
You don't care if you live or die?
I care because I live. I can't care if I'm dead.
I don't want to hear semantics.
You anti-Semitic bastard.
Would anybody care that the world lost that wit?
Working here.
That's all right. You don't have to say anything. Just let me soak into your subconscious. You think that the only truth that matters is the truth that can be measured
Good intentions don't count. What's in your heart doesn't count. Caring doesn't count. But a man's life can't be measured by how many tears are shed when he dies. Just because you can't measure them. Just because you don't want to measure them. Doesn't mean it's not real.
It's not.